Why do we unlock our phones 200 times a day? Even when there's nothing to see. We check it, expecting messages, scrolling. Maybe we're expecting a phone call. We scroll endlessly, binging shows we don't even like. We chase notifications, only to feel more empty afterwards. And what if the real battle in your life isn't between success and failure, or happiness and sadness, but between two chemicals in your brain? By the end of this episode, then, you'll understand dopamine versus serotonin and how to escape the dopamine-driven life and how to build habits that feed serotonin, the molecule of meaning. So let's talk about the neuroscience first of all. Dopamine is the molecule of anticipation. It's what fuels your cravings, sparks motivation, and chases novelty. It's fast, it's flashy, it's addictive. It's what gets you to check your inbox even though no one's emailed you in hours. Serotonin, on the other hand, is a molecule of fulfillment. It gives you peace, stability, contentment. It doesn't spike, much like diabetic are saying, I've spiked my blood sugar by eating something particularly that will do that. It's more settled. You don't force serotonin, you foster it. Remember, dopamine is chasing, serotonin is rooting. So let's give examples of dopamine-driven habits. Scrolling for likes, eating sugar for the quick buzz, watching TV all night, impulse shopping, doom scrolling news, reaching for coffee when you're tired. Serotonin-driven habits are maybe sitting in silence or in nature, journaling, laughing with someone, cooking a nourishing meal, meditating, exercising, creating something, music, painting, a book, a podcast. One is built on pursuit then, and the other is built on presence. So the dopamine trap, the more dopamine hits you get, the less satisfying they become. And then you need more likes, you need more followers. What once gave you joy now barely moves the needle, as they say. That's called dopamine tolerance, and it's the silent thief of joy. It keeps you chasing more, but feeling less. You refresh the feed, but never feel full. You chase the hit, but crash faster. It becomes a sort of loop. You get a stimulation, you get a reward, you get a crash, you get a craving, and it's rinse and repeat. You're not failing per se, you're just stuck in this sort of chemistry, aren't you? So what is the solution then? A dopamine detox. It's not about giving up pleasure, it's about resetting your reward system. It's hitting pause on the artificial highs so that real life starts to feel rewarding again. It's like turning your PC off that hasn't been turned off for 6 years. It's rebooting your brain. So how do we do a dopamine detox? Choose a window, let's say 12 to 24 hours. Remove social media, YouTube, Netflix, sugar, caffeine, video games, shopping, news feeds, porn, anything high in stimulus. And instead replace it with a long walk without headphones, reading a physical book, journaling, sketching, writing a book, meditating, doing breathing work, exercise, doing absolutely nothing for a period of time, watching your thoughts come and go, without reacting. It'll feel uncomfortable at first, like there's an itch to do something. But think of it about in this way. Let's call it a garden metaphor. Think of your brain like a garden. Dopamine, the fertilizer. It helps, but too much will burn the roots. Serotonin is actually the richness in the soil, the slow, silent force that makes life sustainable. You wouldn't flood a seedling with soda and expect it to thrive. So stop pouring, let's say, artificial energy into your mind and start tending to the slow, quiet, consistent growth underneath. There's no point in putting steroids because it's going to hinder the long term. What about just stable exercise, stable diet? The same applies. So swap the stimulus. We're not saying have no stimulus, we're just saying swap it. Let's get practical. So let's look at some examples. Swap scrolling social media for calling a friend. Swap online shopping for donating old clothes to charity. Replace a YouTube binge with reading a chapter. Swap sugary snacks for a healthy meal. Multitasking? Nope. Focus on one task. Compulsive refreshing of your inbox? Write down your thoughts. Stop the binge watching. Watch the sunrise or the sunset. Stop the mindless games. Play a musical instrument. Stop the retail therapy. Tidy up your room or your space. Stop the doom scrolling. Write what you're grateful for. Stop the porn. Go for a walk in nature. Stop the caffeine overload. Have a herbal tea. Stop jumping between apps. A full day, or if you can't do a full day, because I understand it is difficult when you're addicted to your phone, a certain number of hours without your phone. Stop obsessing over likes and create something instead. Stop skipping sleep to watch Netflix. And I don't mean Netflix specifically, it could be anything. Amazon Prime, BBC, ITV, whatever. And have a full sleep. This isn't just productivity, it's chemistry. You're literally rewiring your brain to prefer peace over panic, presence over performance. And here's a quote to live by. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant. Robert Louis Stevenson. I love that because a lot of the time people ask, how's your day been today? Oh, yeah, I didn't hit the lottery, I didn't land that big deal, I didn't, get paid today, whatever. What's more important is what did you plant that's going to come forth in the future? I started my business today. I set up a website. Fantastic. I wrote the first paragraph of my book. Fantastic. I signed up for martial arts. Fantastic. I don't know, got a gym membership. Fantastic. There's so many things that you've not got anything, but you've planted a seed. You've applied for a job. You've not got the job yet, but you've planted that seed. And if we look at life like that, planting seeds, evidently there will be harvest at a later time. And yes, I'm not saying don't celebrate the harvest, but if we focus on the seeds being planted, it's more important. Now, just a side note on that is what happens is a lot of people plant seeds and they dig up the seed every day to check on it. You don't need to do that. Plant the seed and continue to water it and feed it. It will come up trumps later on. You water it, you wait, you trust. This is serotonin living. Trade the rush for the root. Dopamine screams more, 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 whereas serotonin whispers, this is enough. One is a hit, the other is a home. So step back, shut off the noise, and rediscover the calm, quiet satisfaction of simply being alive. Remember then, it's not about dopamine, it's about serotonin. It's about habit replacement, it's about feeling content, and it's about planting those seeds that are going to bring you longer term success.